It's been a full year since our last one, but we're back again. I'm happy to see everybody. We've got the kind of Microsoft, the Microsoft Keynote look here for you today. And man, I'm just glad to be here to share another Keynote with you. Thank you to everyone who's here early for the Keynote itself. We have many cool things planned tonight. We have the Keynote itself unveiling what's going to be happening, what had happened last year, and what's happening coming up. We've got the Discord Hangout Hour, where we kind of talk about why do people stop by the Discord to begin with? What do you like? What do you want to see more of? What do you want to make out of this community? We have viewers engage at 8:30 in 2 hours, so that is a panel on the people who join the stream itself. What it means to be a guest, a viewer, a co-host, your own stream. How do you handle it? And then finally, we have the marquee event of every year. We have the streamer recap panel this year featuring Iskin Valiant, last place finish, and Lil Guy Inc. So a mix of people who've been streaming often, who don't stream as much, and what everyone's plans are and how they approach streaming to begin with. All right, everybody. I see Ferox, Neus Burrito, here to join us for the panel. Anyone who's watching on YouTube or watching the VODs, thank you guys so much. Are you guys ready to see the future of Gavin XI? All right, let's get on to it. The 2022 Gavin Keynote, we gotta do it in 2023. If you've ever watched any of our panels before, you know that I throw these PowerPoints together last second with a template from PowerPoint, and that's how we're going to do it again. That's how we do every Keynote. I'm not gonna change it. It's what we gotta do. So, what do we have to start with? Actually, before I do this, I want to get my notes up. Stand by. I want to make sure I know what's coming up next. Hold on one moment. We're almost there. All right, let's talk. Not in Comic Sans. Oh, maybe next year. Maybe next year. We'll talk about that. When I ask for Q&A, we'll get there. All right. Gavin 2022 Keynote. Where do we start? Well, let's start with a recap. Let's start with analytics. We'll do a quick volume recap, and we'll go into special events we did throughout the year. So, first off, analytics. Last time I did this, 2 times ago when I did this, it was pointed out to me that I'm not supposed to share revenue statistics. So, we're just going to be vague this time around. 2022 versus 2023. This is actually wrong. It's supposed to be 2021 versus 2022. So, excuse me already. Already a mistake. Come on, Gavin. Viewers. We gained a seventh of a viewer. 0.7 viewers. Followers, we had less followers this year. We had less subscriptions this year. We made a little less money this year, quote unquote, and I don't want to be too specific and peel back the curtain too much, but generally that range, just pick a number in that range. They're not close to each other. It's not like 799, 801, I promise. And at time streamed, we streamed just about under 100 hours less this year. So as you can see, if you've got stocks in Gavin XI, they're a little worse this year. Slightly, but not really. And, I think there's a few reasons for this. The TLDR for me is that there was less stream time overall, right? So I did a lot of FGC tournament travel this year. I approximate about 30 days worth, right? And if I stream for an average of 3 hours, so that's 90 hours, and I, stream half of those 30 days, so 15 of the 30 days I was just not around, not available, that's about 45 hours. Assuming a lot, I co-stream more, co-stream less, but on average, let's just say it's about 45 hours of not streaming. And then work travel. Between 20 and 21, where there was none, really, and this year where there was a lot in 2022, that's another, about 15 days of work travel, which is about 22 hours. So that's already, right off the bat, about 65 to 70 hours gone. And if you look back here, that's about, not totally 100, but that's a lot of hours. So that could be one reason why we didn't have as much across the board. I'm not saying that 100 hours of more streaming would give us more followers, or that it would give us more subscribers, or make us more money, or whatever. Also, what does that mean? What do these statistics mean? I have a stronger community, but I'm worse at reaching out because we have more overall viewers, but we are also not really reaching new viewers. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I mean, it's up to you to decide, right? Some people prefer our community staying a little bit smaller or staying more, not insular, but more familiar, right? It is a thing, right? Is it a thing that I care about that much? I can't say especially. You'll notice I'm going to spoil a bit of the keynote for you. I'm not really going to talk too much about gaining viewership. I'm not necessarily content, but I'm not going out of my way to say, man, we're going to have to come up with strategies to get more viewers. You'll see that a lot of our decisions and a lot of the keynote is going to focus around more things to do for the community. Let's move on. So, let's talk about the volume recap. So volumes are something that we introduced last year, Volume 1, the competitive grind, etc. It is the idea that we want sort of themes for groups of months. We break them up into volumes. Those volumes have different themes, obviously. We play games based on each volume with a focus on, like, Twitch Plays Gavin. It was, well, let me just progress the slide. The focus on Twitch Plays Gavin this year was focusing on chat interaction games. So we played Noita, Dead Cells, Jackbox, Beat Saber. I actually went back. I went to every stream and looked at what we were scheduled to play and what we played. So a focus on games where chat had direct impact on what happened in the game. So Noita, Dead Cells, Jackbox, Beat Saber. Beat Saber, you were able to. We had votes. Noita, obviously, you can affect what happens in game. Also, the first game in our subathon tomorrow, by the way. Dead Cells, same thing. The other part of Twitch Plays Gavin was we played games like Phoenix Point and the Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke, where we named every character after viewers in chat or on Discord. So we gave Twitch a way to be in the game. And like Ram is saying right there, Noita was big in our chat for a while, which is why it's coming back tomorrow. Kind of a tiring game, and it does overstay its welcome a little bit because it's like really like... it's just a lot, right? So how did I feel about Volume 5? Noita and Pokemon Nuzlocke, fan favorites. So much so that the Pokemon Nuzlocke actually is still existing in a few forms. And Noita, of course, was just ginormous. Valiant Night Gaming, that was like his thing for a while. Val loved Noita. He was so into it. We met our goals. The goal was play games with chat interaction. I think we met them fairly well. We met them strongly. It wasn't a overly ambitious idea. It was a good mix of volume content and normal content. So like playing like League of Legends or Valorant or playing through a game. It wasn't overly ambitious. And overall, I'd give it a 9 out of 10 on how we approached it. And you can kind of see how we are going to talk about the volumes coming up. Volume 6, looking for group. Focus on games with live party and group play. So a little bit different than Twitch Plays Gavin. The point of looking for group was getting people actually in game. So the big 3 things for this volume was Tales of Vesperia, XCOM 2 Commanderless, and Pokemon Soul Link, which we did with 3 steps far. TSF, the Grim Persona, however you want to name him nowadays. XCOM Commanderless was a highlight of the year. I think that most people who are part of that absolutely loved it. It was a great viewer experience. The players had a lot of fun. It was definitely probably one of the highlights of the entire year. Incredibly creative. I don't know how and if and when, but perhaps it will find a way to come back some way, or we'll just do more XCOM 2 content, maybe to eventually celebrate XCOM 3, or maybe Marvel Midnight Suns when it eventually goes on sale. I'm not going to get it right now. Tales of Vesperia, however, died immediately due to technical difficulties. Parsec. It wasn't that Parsec didn't work, because Parsec absolutely worked for the sake of the XCOM Commanderless playthrough. It was awesome. Parsec is great. Tales of Vesperia, however, as a PC port, was not very kind to the idea of multiple controllers. Me, Ferox, Dear Hearts. Oh my god. We had more people than just them. Who else was there? Oh no, I'm leaving TSF. I want to say, oh no, I'm leaving someone out. Oh no, who was it? TBA, and Atlas, and Raiden. And yeah, okay, there we go. So those are the people who were originally in that group. All right. So Tales of Vesperia died a horrible death because it was just impossible to manage with Parsec. All right. The Pokemon Soul Link was moderately successful. Why do I say moderately successful? Well, the big thing about the Soul Link, so the idea behind the Soul Link, if you recall, was you and a partner play through Pokemon Nuzlocke, oftentimes randomized. The Pokemon you capture are Soul Link, so if one dies, the other dies. They cannot type match. So why did it die? Because we died repeatedly. It was really fun, but it made for questionable content, right? Because we're like restarting a lot. It like, it didn't really take off because we couldn't really create a story because the premise of the playthrough was hard enough that we just died, right? And it was randomized black and white, so I mean, it's like a lot of content, right? There's a lot of legendaries who can ruin your runs. It was a lot of fun for while it lasted. Also, it took a lot of production effort. Like, my God, there was a lot of graphics. Do I still have them? Hold on, I bet I still have some of them. That's the Soul. Yeah, there it is, right there, kind of. Is it? There it is on the screen. Yeah, I mean, this was a lot. No, this is the tournament log. Okay. So the graphics are still there, but we remade the graphics for the tournament log compared to Soul Link. A lot of effort to make, which it was like, okay, well, we did a lot of effort to make the production for it, and ended up just kind of, just teetering out because we didn't really get to play it that much. So that's is what it is. How are we going to do that in the future? Maybe, are we, whatever. The answer is yes, we are bringing back Soul Links in some way in 2023. Moderately ambitious volume. Exactly that. It required a lot of coordination, but not much extra aside from that. Aside from the Soul Link, took some tech, what have you. I'd give it a 7 out of 10 on how we approach looking for group. And finally, we have Battle of the Backlog. Ooh, where we are currently. Currently, we are in the Battle of the Backlog. Focused on tackling the events and stream backlog. We succeed with CSGO night, getting over it. The Gavin plays a frustration game. Yeah. We didn't really do so good with everything else. We literally failed everything else. So if you go to our intro screen at the bottom, you'll see backlog targets. Many of them have not been hit. And why, things like the cooking stream with Azure Halcyon, the music collab with Little Guy Inc., learning a speed run, we kind of sort of mess with it a little bit with Neon White. The VR Marathon, the Gavin Game Show. I mean, let's talk about this, right? The backlog exists to begin with because content is hard. Why is there a backlog? Because it's hard to attack the backlog. Gravity Rush, technically, is backlog. Yeah, there you go. More successes. I'll mention, despite the somber tone of this part of the keynote, the backlog is not abandoned by any means. Content with others is hard to organize. That makes for the best content. I truly believe that. Gravity Rush having Dear Hearts in chat alone just made that a cool experience because that was something she was passionate about. The CSGO night we did the other night, last week with Raiden, Sofa, Azure, and Dark, or Azure, Halcyon, and Dark, was an awesome night. Great collab. At the same time, it didn't take much production effort, it just took organization. But it was awesome content, so it's not really worth letting go of, right? There's still things to do, at least as far as content with others go. Solo content with production, extremely difficult, however. So examples of that, the Gavin Game Show and karaoke. Karaoke maybe not quite as much, although I do have plans for what I want to do for karaoke. The Gavin Game Show, I don't know how that's going to happen per se. I think the Gavin Game Show is going... I think I have a working idea for it. It's mostly going to be a local game show. We'll find ways to make that happen, but I think we have preliminary plans for what the Gavin Game Show is going to be. Overall, this volume was stupidly ambitious. We also didn't have much time. The volume started at September. We only had September, October, half of November, half of December to work with, so it was stupidly ambitious. And overall, as far as hitting the thematic of the Battle of the Backlog, I'm giving myself a 3 out of 10. We just really did not do a good job with this. So I kind of want to just give my thoughts on how the year went as from a volume perspective, since that's how we organize the stream. If you have thoughts on what you liked about the volume system and what you didn't and what you want to see more of there, let me know in chat. I'll address it as I can. Let's talk special events, aka the cool stuff of 2022. Salty Bets Drinking Night. I bet a lot of people actually forgot about that. Salty Bets Drinking Night happened. That was at Raiden, Azure, Halcyon, gosh, who else? There were a few people part of that. I wonder if I still have the chat for it. I didn't actually look who was in there. Yeah, there it is. 129. It was, okay, it was me. It was not Raiden. Me, last place finished, fresh from the fridge. Bob's Beekeeping Emporium, Blitz's Barn, Azure Halcyon. That was fucking awesome. That was that was a great night. Crazy things happened. That was like, I actually forgot about it until I went back to watch it, but until I looked up the schedule. But Salty Best Drinking Night was really, really cool. The Great All-Time Anime Panel, also one of my favorite streams of the year. Me, this time it was Reagan, TSF, Iskin, all talked through what our favorite anime was of the year. It took 2 whole streams. I'm looking to make sure I got everyone right. And Pushing Hat as well. So, amazing. We actually got through basically all the way to the 1970s. Many hot takes. Very cool production. It wasn't like overly produced, but we had a lot of fun. Shoutouts if you remember the Great Anime Panel. A lot of Pushing's folks came in, gave hot takes, and made that an awesome stream as well. VR Chat Halloween Party that we do every year. That's a yearly event. We had a good time with that. Here's some pictures of it. I think that's Wolf in the hot tub over there and Valiant in the bottom right. I don't know who I think that's Joker in the back right. And then yours truly at the bottom right. After, I'm not sure who was drawing on me, but somebody was drawing on me. And it was a lot of fun. We had a nice chill VR Chat Halloween Party. I think we're going to definitely do it again next year. And we're going to kind of make it more of an organized party instead of kind of just like moving around. We're going to actually have a party coordinator and figure out what we want to do there. All right. What else did we do? We did a few watch parties. Demon Slayer, Guilty Gear, Another Story come to mind. Those are the ones I have written down on our schedule. Demon Slayer was a part of an anime, viewer choose anime. TSF was a big part of that, so shout outs to him for organizing and really introducing a lot of us to Demon Slayer. Amazing anime. I want to say Valiant was a big part of that as well. And then Guilty Gear Nerd Story we had a small watch party for. Thank you, Wolf. I am very welcome to the panel. And we did FGC showcases and tournaments. Let's touch on that shortly. If you're here from the FGC side of the community, then you'll remember Launch Day Lumina, probably. That's where we got quite an influx of people into the Discord. And we had the largest viewership and engagement on our channel since the Wargroove launch. I don't know if anyone was a part of that. Raise your hand if you were here for the launch of Wargroove a long time ago. And when we had between 100 and I think 125 viewers for that, we had about the same for Launch Day Lumina. Largest viewership and engagement since the Wargroove launch. Hard to replicate, though. We failed to for Ushi Guacamaru and the Count of Monte Cristo release that just happened. And we failed to replicate it for Guilty Gear Strive patches that I kind of wanted to. So the Sin patch, for instance, I was actually out of town. Then this time, for Launch Day Lumina, this edition, we just didn't really drum enough interest and didn't drum up enough interest for local players who would have helped support that. A little bit short notice. We had a few less days, so we ultimately decided not to run it. And actually, also, we did run the DA Noel Alco release tournament in January 13th. So that was actually technically 2022, just a long time ago. FGC showcases. This was really cool because we did invitational showcases. Varying levels of skill leaves. Community invitations and participation were involved. Premier Wargroove streamer, absolutely. Because we were making them invitationals, we were able to do many skill levels worth of showcases. So we did Strive Intermediates this year, DNF Dual Beginners, and Multi-Blood Returners, which was a DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia specific tournament. We invited members of the Homie Corps, the DMV fighting game community for that invitational. What didn't we do this year? Ooh. We didn't do the Streamlabs switchover. So this might... I don't know if anyone here is salty about this. I know a few people made major efforts when this happened and when I declared it. I'm still not really happy with how the Streamlabs fiasco went with OBS. If you're not familiar, Streamlabs took the OBS name without permission and basically marketed their product as Streamlabs OBS without permission from the creators of OBS, Open Broadcast Software. It was... A lot of people had put time, effort, and money in associating the two brands, and basically Streamlabs did some really shady and terrible business practices. And personally, I still forgave them, but unfortunately, we're actually still using Streamlabs, even though I repeatedly said I would switch over. So that's kind of a little bit of a black mark on my record, in my opinion. I definitely encourage people to stay away, or to go away from Streamlabs, and kind of made some reassurances that I would eventually. And the main reason we didn't do it is because I have plans to do a full stream makeover, and so much of our stream is integrated with Streamlabs right now. So my vow to you guys about that is this, that we will not start 2023 streams until we get off of Streamlabs to another solution. Just bottom line. I'm not really... it's something that I've been wanting to do, and I've pushed off and off and off and off, and others have actually succeeded in doing it. But we're going to get off of Streamlabs for the most part. There's one exception. Most marathon timer software are integrated with Streamlabs and the Streamlabs donation button. So we may keep the donate button hosted on Streamlabs. We may keep marathon timers on Streamlabs, certainly for the upcoming marathon tomorrow, and then hopefully, we'll, potentially and probably for the future. So I just wanted to comment on that on a more official note. Things to mention. Workouts, something that you can redeem even right now. It's too easy to get backlogged. There's so many reasons for it. Laziness, injury, work, stress, etc. Right now, I have a bad shoulder. My shoulder has been bothering me pretty badly over the past week. Thank you for this hydrate. Any of that. So I want to approach that differently. And then giveaways. I think that giveaways are awesome. I think people really have loved marbles. Marbles on stream have become a key part of the stream. People have enjoyed what people have casted it with me. I often let guests cast marbles at the end of group streams. And I think everyone really rallied around the idea compared to the wheel that we used to do in the past. Overall, as far as giveaways go, I think they probably need to slow down, and this is just a personal anecdote. I really shouldn't be running multiple forms of giveaways at the same time just for affordability's sake, and I know you guys don't care, but I care about saying if I'm going to give away $10, I'm going to give away $10. So I probably should not be doing multiple forms of giveaways at the same time with marbles and challenges like the weight loss challenge. It's a lot. So you're going to see that slow down a little bit, or at least slow down on multiple fronts. Slow things down a slight bit. That said, we have a lot of giveaways tomorrow, so I hope you guys stop by tomorrow for our mini giveaways. All right, is everyone ready? Rigged, I haven't won anything yet. Hello, Panda. One question. Yes, I will take a question. I will take any questions in chat. We have about 5 minutes for questions. Give me your questions, everybody. How many times did I get COVID? One time last year I got COVID. It was in late September. And I want to hear that in chat. Come on, guys. Give me questions in chat. I'll take questions for a little bit here. We especially on things you just saw. How do you think this year went? What are things that you wanted to see? What were the highlights of the year so far to you? Taking a quick look at things. All right. Yeah, a few people who are participating in future panels here right now. Shoutouts if you are a usual viewer. Shoutouts if you're new here. This is something we do every year. So what is the Gavin Keynote? We basically, exactly what it is. We have a roundtable and Keynote on what the past of the stream was and future. Let's go ahead and move on. I'll try to answer questions in the middle of the Keynote. Let me know. Is there anything you'd want to do different? About 2022. Yeah, I think that like I said in the last point, I would definitely probably not do so many giveaways or giveaway sources. So I think marbles was a great place to do it. I think the weight loss challenge was important. I think both at the same time, and having the 3D 100 giveaway marble was probably not the best idea. We absolutely can afford it, and we will be paying out tomorrow. But, you know, probably not going to do that as much in 2023. Volume 7 as a whole is a big thing that I think I'm not going to do. It was just it was just too ambitious. Yeah, don't go back. Yeah, this is the biggest thing. This is probably the biggest thing that I was not like, you know, it's what you say to yourself, man, I'm going to work on my backlog, and then you don't. So when you make a whole streaming chapter, a whole volume out of it, you know, probably not the best of ideas. Okay, so let's go back to it. Let's talk about the future of Gavin XI. Hello, Valiant, 2D Panda, who are joining us. Whew, this part's kind of exciting, actually. All right, 2023 announcements. Woo! Who is that? Silver ranked cutie. That is Nyavin. Who is Nyavin? Also, that's Taco in the background, actually. This was taken during Valiant Night Gaming's annual Christmas karaoke party. Highly recommend you go to that. Val, if you have any more information you want to post in chat, feel free. But I believe it is going. Actually, you know, I'm just gonna go right now and go tell you. Where is it? Val, where is it? Next Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I know you made a giant post about it. Where'd it go? It's an announcement. No, it's not. Ugh. Anyways, Val, you can tell you. Next Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Check it out. The Valiant's annual karaoke Christmas party. I don't know if I'll be making an appearance there. I'll already be out of town by then, but we'll see. So who is Nyavin? Nyavin is my VTuber alter ego. Nyavin likes everything that Gavin does, except being worse at it, apparently, like League of Legends, especially League of Legends, but probably better Neko Arc player. So Fully Realized Nyavin is actually an event on deck. It's on the backlog. It takes money, is the biggest thing. There's a lot of advantages to Nyavin. I like Nyavin. It is not too hard to prepare. It makes me not have to worry about outer peripherals. So, like, I've always thought, when am I going to upgrade my camera? When am I going to upgrade the set behind me? What do I need to worry about there? What can be behind me? Obviously, I saw like things like work I have to consider for what, you know, backdrops are, but, you know, we've got blur effects nowadays. Nyavin removes a lot of like production problems, but the problem with Nyavin is Nyavin takes a lot of money to make Fully Realized. And it takes a lot of decisive decision making. What is Nyavin? Is Nyavin's name, if Nyavin becomes a VTuber, going to become a real VTuber? Is Nyavin going to have a different name? Is Nyavin going to have a different channel, a different account? Like, how much work do I want to put into Nyavin before it becomes something that, like, should really, like, make something grow into its own, right? Or should it just be us for fun thing on the side, right? We know plenty of VTubers who switch between the two, depending on how they feel, right? A lot of the top streamers, like Pokemon and Lily Pichu. Lily Pichu is a great example right now of a split IRL and VTuber personality. Do I want to go that route? There's a lot of decisions to make, and that slows down the process. Woof, there, I should do it for fun, right? Is Nyavin's name going to be Nyavin if Nyavin becomes fully realized? So I do have news on the front. This is a 2023 announcement, and that is preliminary art references and decisions are in the beginning steps. We are actually actively working on making Nyavin a thing. We are collecting art. We're collecting references. Made that to be shared later. And more importantly, we have a committee has been formed to help. I'm not going to out the committee members just yet. Because I don't know how dedicated we're going to ultimately be as a committee, but people have been formed. A small group has been formed to help make these decisions and to help kind of figure this out with me. More decisions. You see here an image of the announcement for Volume 7. 2022, hopefully. I don't know what to tell you past Gavin. This one didn't go so hot. We're officially discontinuing volumes. So I don't really know how attached people were to the idea of volumes to begin with, other than kind of like sort of rallying around the theme. But ultimately, it didn't really change, I think, how most people approached the stream, right? It changed how I approached the stream. I don't know if it really did that for you guys, right? I would come to people with an idea, hey, we should do this, it fits under this theme. And it didn't really matter because people would be like, sure, cool, sounds fun, let's do it, right? I think that ultimately volumes did their job to make stream focus, they did their jobs to make focus stream content, right? So it gave me an excuse to do specific content. But ultimately, there's no reason why I couldn't do that content sporadically and interspersed to begin with without a theme. Volumes kind of helped us really hone in on it. So it did do their jobs. But ultimately, nowadays, 2 years in, with less ideas total, they're a little too restrictive, right? And it makes us make mistakes like we did with Volume 7. At best, everyone ignored it, right? Which is fine. But at worst, it really set poor expectations for you guys. Like, oh, there's some backlog stuff I've really been excited for. Dear Hearts won, CSGO players won, Iskin won. You got to watch him play Gain over it. But other people who I know Europe Week was in the is in the backlog somewhere, but I can't approach that right now, and it just sets bad expectations, right? So next year, we're going to go with the title and theme of year 6, because it will be year 6 of us streaming in Roman numerals. So you'll see that branding, you'll see that theme reoccur. We won't be moving with volumes any further. I see you, Ferox. At least, hey, at least it exists. At least it got mentioned. So if we're not doing volumes anymore, it does make us TBD on marble giveaways. Originally, they really settled in the they really settled as part of like season ending giveaways. So we're gonna reevaluate exactly how we do it. Marbles are not going away. Granted, marbles are not going away. I just want to kind of figure out, do we make it a year-long thing? Do we make it a fit with our subathons twice a year? I'm leaning towards that. 2 large marble sets a year, but then that means that they need to be rewards that are able to be approached quickly, right? Right now, a lot of our giveaway marbles like redeem at the end of the season, so we kind of need to figure out exactly how we want to handle that now, right? If we do it less overall. More 2023 announcements. This one is a big one for me. I'm excited for this. It's also going to probably be the biggest reason we don't come back for a little bit after tomorrow's stream. Early January is the target. But we've got a new graphics look coming up. I don't have a preview for you today, but because we're not doing volumes anymore and the current graphics are built off of that idea for volumes, we're going to finally have a completely new look. Still going to have a lot of the same elements, right? So the graphics are going to be centered around year 6. They should be... They should kind of still have the same idea of being something that can be used in year 7, future years, something that's kind of like, at least this graphics look that we're on right now was 2021 and 2022. Hopefully, we kind of keep that same idea that these graphics can last a little bit longer than just 1 year. So for at least the next 2 years, the goal, we're gonna have a graphics look. Same focus on showing art and slides featuring past achievements. So right now, our current graphics look, when we do something really cool, we get a new slide, and that's kind of like adding to the achievement list. We're going to do the same thing. A lot of the slides and achievements you see right now are going to be reintegrated with new looks into the new slides. And that actually, I want to ask chat a question. I want an actual answer from chat if possible. Our current graphics look, when we go to our intro, uses official art for the most part only. And the reason why is because I don't want to attributing artists correctly. But then my question is, would you rather see community featured art so long as it is properly attributed? Or do you like the idea of mainly the art being featured in the intro and outro and breaks being official art only? There's a lot of people's thoughts on that. If we can show off really cool art, as long as we credit it, just kind of keep things a little more exciting. I just want people's thoughts on that. Or if we should just really do our best to stick with official art. I have stronger thoughts on that, I guess, that we should only use official art, but I just wanted to see if people like cared or noticed, right? And when I lay it out like that, I think that people are going to be like, well, yeah, it makes sense. Just use official art. Don't steal art. But I do specifically want to say that we are not for stealing art here on Gavin XI. We credit wherever we can. I remember when we did the FGC chapter, we had a lot of character art, and we made sure to always have the artist credit at the top anytime that's shown on stream. Anyways, art direction is inspired by Destiny 2 and Multi-Blood and Undernight text direction. So the idea of a lot of flavor text, not necessarily that's nonsensible, but just adding a little bit of luster and a little bit of prestige to what we put on the screen. Explanations of what's on the screen in front of you, text blurbs, and kind of in that clean art text focused style and faded style of Destiny 2 is kind of what we're looking at. Either one's fine, but if you do use community art, you have to ask the artist and take time to use. Exactly, right? That's true. Exactly what Riley said is the main reason we probably will not be moving on to different feature art. Okay, big announcement. 2023 resolutions channel. This channel will be going up to probably on Sunday or Monday. And right now I'm immediately going to go make that note to make sure we don't forget. Work on resolutions. So what is 2023 resolutions? 2023 resolutions is an extension of the idea that we've already had with the 2022 weight loss giveaways. 2023 resolutions is you telling me that you want to work on something for at least part of or all of 2023, and I create, as best I can, a way for you to track your resolutions. Examples, right? Let's see, where did my PowerPoint go? Like I said, it's inspired by the idea of the 2022 weight loss giveaways. If you're in chat right now and you're interested, give me your ideas. I want to see your ideas of what you might put here, right? I plan on continuing my weight loss giveaway kind of thing. Maybe tuned slightly differently to last a year. But what it is going to be a self-moderated goal-setting challenge, just like the weight loss challenge is. It can be anything. It can be weight loss, it can be instrument learning, writing, anything you want, something that you can set a tangible goal for, hours of practice on the violin, actual weight loss, words for a novel, chapters, anything. What's up, HG? Good to see you. This is HG's first keynote. Everyone say hello to HG. Coffee is in the back. We have some muffins, donuts, crumpets, etc. Get yourself comfy. We'll be here for a little bit. But 2023 resolutions. I know, right? Look at this guy. It's stakes and pledge based, just like the weight loss giveaways are. You choose what you give, where, and when based on success or failure. So, for instance, right now at the weight loss giveaways, those will start redeeming tomorrow. So you're going to start seeing some giveaways for that. Those are my pledge to the community of what I'm giving if I don't hit my goal. Iskin is TBD right now. He plans on putting his weight loss goal fails to something undetermined yet. That's what you can do. I just ask for something that is tangible. It could be hours of fighting game practice. There's this guy dude in chat. And what is a success? What's a failure? Where do you put your pledge? Etc. I just want to help you track that and keep you accountable, keep me accountable, right? That's the whole point of helping a resolution. This is us as a group coming together, coming up with resolutions and doing our best to match them. And most importantly, if you don't know what you want to do yet, it can start any time in January. So any point in January you want, I'll make that a cutoff that you need to start in January. and you can end it whenever you want, right? So I'm not telling you to dedicate an entire year. Just say from January to March, I want to lose 1 pound a week. And we'll set a very clear cutoff date. And really, technically, you can stop wherever you want. I'm not going to force you to be a part of this if you're interested. But if you have had the conversation with yourself that what's my 2023 resolutions, then join us when we make the announcement on Monday to start gathering these resolutions. You have until the end of January to join us on this adventure. I know that I'll be doing another weight loss giveaway challenge. I'll be doing a little bit easier of one to be able to facilitate myself into the new year. But we'll go from there. Okay, cool. What's next? Oh, this is a big one. This is not just a big one, but it's one that you guys can participate in right now, today. Let's make sure I do this right. Yep. Okay, cool. So, what did we just do? What did Gavin just do? What did Gavin just do? I announced a little while ago, we've talked about it with a few people, but we are announcing the League of Legends Nuzlocke Challenge. League of Legends being very popular on our server. Many of my biggest streams were League related. So here we go, the League of Legends Nuzlocke Challenge, because we've been doing a lot of League on stream, we've been doing a lot of Nuzlocke content on stream, so we're officially starting and introducing the League of Legends Nuzlocke Challenge. What is it? It is a tracked document channel that's self-reported and featured at the top of the Discord throughout the year. Maybe not the top of the Discord, but featured on Discord throughout the year. Playlist of choice. You can do blind, draft, ranked, solo, duo, rank flex, whatever you want. The only catch is the only metric that matters is your success is based on number of wins, and once you start, you have to do Nuzlocke through that playlist, right? I plan on likely choosing ranked, solo, duo. And exact rules and stakes are TBD based on players interested. So is there going to be a pot? What are the exact rules? The biggest one is, do ally champions count? Are they taken out if you lose a game? It would make the challenge faster throughout the year instead of having to lose 160 plus games. But those are things that we will figure out after we get the initial interest. I'll mention that this will start the ranked season of 2023, so not exactly on January 1st. And you can check Discord right now. Right now, it's right there, top of the channel. I don't know how you guys missed it. 2023 League Nuzlocke is on Discord right now. Take a look at the channel to officially sign up and then declare which draft, which playlist you would like to join if you're interested in that. All right, and now the biggest announcement of the evening is finally, this is happening. I have his blessing to finally announce it. But we are announcing that we are officially taking signups for the fully produced and broadcast tabletop campaign for twitch.tv/GavinXI. You can see two images here, two of the systems that we're looking very closely at. We are looking very closely at, one moment, let me get the exact link so I'm not a liar. We're looking very closely at Cyberpunk Red and Anime 5e for our official tabletop. So please take a look at this form if you're interested in signing up for it. We are taking auditions through this link. Not guaranteed per se, we're just trying to get interest, trying to see what we have to work with. I'll even, let's see here, let me put in stream updates. Actually, I'll put it during the break. I'll put it in Discord. But I'll make a special note that you can see it on the screen right here. I want to read off what I put here. Thank you for your interest in our fully produced and broadcast tabletop starting 2023. This form will help us narrow down both the game we want to play, the level of production we want to reach, and the players we want to help be a part of it. We're looking for a mix of familiarity with tabletops, a sense of flexibility, and a mix of talent with broadcasting. So we are not just looking for people who are experienced at tabletops. We are looking for everyone who's interested, because we want the game where someone doesn't quite know what's happening in tabletop. We want people who are not metagaming. We want people who are not broadcast perfect, who will do wild and weird things. That might make you perfect for our show. At the same time, that means that if like 10 veterans show up, not everyone's going to make it in. We just want to know kind of the idea of what we're looking for. And if you go to the sign up page that's in chat and help us find that and help us by signing up, we're going to be very interested to see what we've got. This is DM'd officially by Iskin. He's the one who is running this. Production by myself, of course. I'll also play. But we want to make something that's really cool, that you would listen to on Spotify, that you would check out on YouTube. We want to make a really cool product here, and we want this community to be the basis of it. We just want to have a good time. We just want to make something cool. So that is coming up soon. All right. Please, please, please sign up. I highly encourage everyone in chat here to sign up for it or to audition. All right. Whew. What's next? Next up, we've got the Discord Hangout Hour with Ferox, Dark, Fantastic, and Azure Wolf. I'm taking questions for the next 8 minutes. I think we can call it here for the Roundtable. If you have a bad experience with D&D, sounds interesting, especially with Cyberpunk. Yes, and that's the type of stuff we will talk about. We will not ask somebody to be a part of it if they don't want to be. We want to be upfront with what it is. We want to help you be the best player and the best host that you can be for the sake of a produced tabletop. Grab some water, me too. Cheers. All right. Whew. So we've got the Discord Hangout Hour starting shortly. We have viewers engage an hour later at 8:30 Eastern, featuring Moo Cactus, But Spartan Deerhearts, Schoolgirl Crush, and then the yearly streamer recap with Iskin Valiant, Last Place Finish, and Low Guy Yank, each of these lasting for about an hour of chatting about all these various topics. Whew. Man. Hope you guys enjoyed that part of the keynote. Some exciting news, especially the tabletop, the League Nuzlocke, stuff that I'm super excited about. A lot of this will end up coming together as we see the new graphics look coming together and how we kind of pace the year. So I'm excited to be on this with all of you. Ooh, yeah, let's stretch. Everyone stretch. Okay. Ooh, okay. Ooh, any questions from anybody? We're taking questions for next 6 minutes. See who we've got already for the League Nuzlocke. Has anyone signed up? Wolf is signing up. Potentially. He didn't hit sign up. He just hit what he was interested in. He's interested in draft pick. I'll likely be playing it in ranked solo duo. I'll also mention that if you have a Smurf, you can play it on the Smurf. It's up to you. Want to make it as convenient as possible. We only ask that when you join, once the ranked season starts, once that patch drops, that every game with no breaks, you play in a row with Nuzlocke rules. So even if you're playing with friends, how do I look so good? Well, I tend to just have viewers that bring out the best in me, who are willing to say that I look so good. That's where it starts. Appreciate it. Very excited for the tabletop. I hope people sign up for it. Raise your hand if you are interested, or mention it in chat if you're interested in joining us for the tabletop. I am extremely excited to see responses start to come through. Oh, you have no idea how long I've been excited for this, and finally me and Iskin have come together. Mainly it's going to be Iskin to make this a reality. How much do they pay you to say that compliment? Or do I sign up for getting paid to compliment Gavin? You know, when you reach the level of success that Gavin XI has, you actually ask people to pay. I ask people to pay me for the right to compliment me. I see Valiant. I see the Neas Burrito are interested in signing up. We have options, by the way. So with this being a produced campaign, we do want, you know, faces to go with names, right? But also, we are making sure that we are inclusive to VTubers. to be able to represent themselves for the sake of our tabletop campaign. So you'll see several options for that. I mentioned that because Valiant is typically our local resident VTuber most streams. So I want to mention that, you know, even if it's highly produced, we want to accommodate all sorts of reactions during our tabletop campaign. If you are interested in it, what setting are you interested in? That's another thing in the forum that I'm very excited to see people start answering. Right. I think it's about time that we start getting people ready for our next panel to start on time. Everyone, go get a glass of water, go get your coffee. We're going to start the Discord Hangout hour in about 8 minutes. So let me get... gonna say get some music right for you guys. There it goes, a little bit faster than I wanted it, but thank you so much for joining for the Gavin 2022 keynote. Is only certain people in VC only? For this round team, for what Disgaea? These are invitational panels. I just went and got the people who were most fit for these specific panels. But for the tabletop, it's going to be audition based. No, you're fine. All right. So we'll see you guys at 7:30, 7 minutes from now, for our first panel, the Discord Hangout Hour panel, talking all things Discord. We'll be back shortly.